All right, welcome everybody to the Red Stars' post-game press conference. We have Cheyna Matthews, Ava Cook, and Coach Petrucelli here with us. We have hybrid. Oh, feels good to say that again. So we're gonna let everybody in the room go first, and then I will come over to our online friends. Anybody in the room want to kick us off? Joe.
Hey Ava, what's your deal against Angel City? 3 goals this year. This is amazing.
I don't know what it is. I really don't. It's funny because like 3 people said that to me on the field. That was like the very first thing they said. I don't know, but I'll take it. So.
Then Chris, she obviously we've talked about what Ava can do on the field, but seeing it, really play itself out in this way, I think we can all agree is something else.
Yeah, I mean, she's keeps developing, right? And she keeps getting better, and she's a physical presence. She's she's the kind of player that you want to play with because it's almost like she motivates you with how hard she plays, So she brought, some energy off the bench that I felt we needed. They all did. The 4 subs the line change. I felt we needed some energy, and obviously these 2 guys produced.
And just with Cheyna also producing, I don't think anything surprising about that.
Well, no, Shayna's been doing that her whole career, since her days in college. And if it's a physical battle, she's going to win. If it's a race, she's going to win. And she used, sort of both of those qualities to finish the goal.
All right, Cheyna, I got to ask you, how would you describe that goal, and how would you describe what you did to the defender in the lead up to the goal? I was saying bullied off the ball, muscled off the ball, made them look small. I'm very curious how you're feeling, because it looked like something else right before it, just to create the space for yourself.
I honestly don't even remember. You just kind of, I guess, alerted me of that. I just remember the ball it felt like it kind of just fell to my feet in front of the goal, and I was like, okay, let me just place it. But like Chris said, I mean, Ava's energy after that goal, it's like so motivating. I think it brought energy to all of us immediately after, and so she's the kind of player you want to work hard for. We train together, every day on, to help our first team compete, and so I think it was definitely building off the energy and not want to let the team down.
And just getting a goal before this international break, obviously been an exciting year for you in many ways. How does that feel?
A little relief, going through a whole World Cup and not getting one in the back of the net. I mean, we scored 1 goal and it was our center back. So I think it's a little bit of relief going into this break, and obviously with it being such a huge opportunity for an Olympic spot, it's a nice feeling for sure.
Thanks, Joe. Leslie.
Just a very resilient performance. Cheyna, just coming off the bench, what were you seeing all game that just kind of gave you that like download to your brain that just made you be like, okay, I got this?
Well, for starters, I mean, this is the biggest crowd I've seen since I've been a Red Star. You could feel it when you walked out. It just goes without saying that crowd support really does, I think, motivate all of us. And so when you have a unique opportunity to come into a game and know that it's, we're trying to get points, like at this point it's do or die, and so those kind of moments you live for as a player. So it was pretty easy coming in and being motivated.
And I guess the same question, because you kind of did the same thing.
I mean, she's totally right. It's like really special to play in front of a lot of people, especially a lot of people that are on your side. Like we go to Angel City and there's all those people and you scored, it's dead silent. But here it's so fun to hear everyone cheering, and a big positive thing about being on the bench to start is like you get to see exactly how the game's going and what needs to be changed, which can be hard to see on the field sometimes. So I think we all had a clear idea of like, let's bring energy, bring passion. This is what we need to do tactically to try to change the game up. So yeah, it was fun.
Looked like it. Coach, just what's it like to finally be able to have most of the squad available and just have some depth? Like, how do you work with that?
Yeah, I mean, it's a good problem to have, first of all, because players like this that are, for me, they're starting players. They're first 11 players, and So trying to pick the 11 first of all is a little bit difficult. But knowing that you can go to the bench and bring players on that can change the game. I mean, it's good to have, and that's been a struggle, all year. We've at times have struggled to fill the bench, and so now that we've got mostly everybody back, I think you could see the difference that it made.
Thanks, Leslie. Jeff?
Any thoughts about playing in front of the new bosses? I mean, I'm sure it wasn't on your mind during the game, but did you give them a good show, you think?
I think they were happy with, our performance. Obviously, we want to win, but I think they were happy. They were very congratulatory of our performance today, and I think it, excites them to, be on board with this and see where it goes.
And on the flip side for us, it's awesome to have them there at
very,
the game.
Very thankful.
We got to meet a lot of them, which was very fun and exciting for us. So it was cool all around.
And
Coach, getting a tie today, I know you don't want to look too far ahead, but we only got a few matches. Is there a chance something could develop here to build off this over the next few matches?
Yeah, I mean, look, we need every point we can get. So, I think both teams tonight needed 3. And I don't think one helps anybody. But we're still alive, right? And when you get to this point of the season, it's like, if you can have some success, which we have over the last few matches, it just makes the next game more important and the game after that more important and that kind of thing. But we want to play in those kind of games. We want to play in games that matter. We want to play in games that, determine, where we're going at the end of the season. So this keeps us moving forward. Maybe not as fast as we'd like, but it does keep us moving forward.
Yes, Coach, the first half was different. I think in the second half, Angel City came forward a little bit more, but do you have planned make those 4 changes, or just decided to do it on the road?
No, at halftime, I thought about it at halftime. Because I just felt like we needed a spark, right? We needed a spark, and the players, every one of the players that came off the bench are, the kind of players that are full effort all of the time, and so at halftime, I kind of wrote it down, and I wanted to give the other group just a little bit more time to see if we could get something going, and we didn't. So I decided to go with the 4, which is atypical, let's say. Not something that you see a lot, but I felt like the players themselves and the fact that it was 4 was sending a message of like, hey, we need to get going, right?
any other questions in the room? Sweet. John, we'll go to you.
Thank you. Just a couple of questions. Chris, it seemed like the team came out much, much better in the second half. They really had much the better play in the first half. What do you think changed in the second half where you guys were able to, play like that? And for Ava and Cheyna, 3 games to go. You guys certainly aren't out of the playoff picture. 2 of those last 3 matches are at home. Do you feel like with the way you did play in the second half, that's something that you can build on and maybe have complete performances like that over the full 90 minutes to be able to get the results you want as you do try and chase down a playoff spot?
Yeah, so I thought, the first half, actually we started pretty well. We had 2 really good chances early, but then I think they took the game, for a good part of the half. And again, the second half was, I thought, some of the guys in the first 11 even looked a little bit tired, and so we needed this infusion of energy, and we were fortunate to get it.
I think for us, we like the playoff spot, for example. I think that's it's a huge focus. It's what we're doing this all for. It's definitely something that we want to do, and we're working as hard as we can to do it. We kind of talked a little bit about the games before this and being able to build off of those games, because those were good performances for us, to keep moving forward in that direction. And I think if we just continue to play the way that, you know, we've been playing and growing from that each game, then I think we'll have success there. So it's just kind of a matter of doing that, which I know we all want it. So.
Thanks, John. Any last questions either from John or anybody in the room? Looks like no. All right. Thanks,
Thank you,
everybody.
guys.
I'll have a
Thanks,
recording
guys.
out shortly.
Thank you.